feeling of having no power over people and events is generally unbearable to us. When we feel helpless, we feel miserable. No one wants less power, everyone wants more. It's not just you, from politicians to TV stars, but achieving it isn't easy. That's where the 48 Laws of Power comes in. Written by Robert Greene, this book has gained widespread recognition for its teachings on how to attain and wield power.
People will do what you want without ever even realizing.
But here's the thing, if it were that easy, don't you think everyone would have been the master of power? But everyone isn't. Because only reading it once and forgetting about it doesn't serve the purpose. To gain full value out of each and every word written, one has to be proficient in the skill of observation, to keep on learning from every situation in life and use that knowledge in their own lives. Today, we're not only going to watch this anime just for the sake of it. Instead, we will together observe and analyze exactly how Light Yagami used the 48 Laws of Power to his advantage and became a master of manipulation. Join us on Rising Curiosity as we explore the psychological mind of Light Yagami and the 48 Laws of Power in the world of Death Note. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. Laws of Power. Law 1. Never outshine the master. Always make those above you feel comfortably superior in your desire to please or impress them. Do not go too far in displaying your talents, or you might accomplish the opposite. Inspire fear and insecurity. Make your master appear more brilliant than they are, and you will attain the heights of power. Light is a highly intelligent and strategic thinker. In the world of Death Note, he demonstrates the law, always make those above you feel comfortably superior. By maintaining a facade of being a model student and son, he uses his Death Note to climb up the ranks of power and ultimately become the ruler of the world. However, his rise to power is not solely based on his intelligence and abilities, but also on his abilities to make those in position of authority above him feel superior.
I will become the god of this new world.
Use of law. In the land of the dead, also known as the Shinigami realm, a Shinigami named Ryuk is incredibly bored. Unlike most Shinigami who pass the time wasting away, Ryuk steals the Death Note of a careless Shinigami named Sido and intentionally drops through the portal connecting the realm of the living and the dead.
The human whose name is written in this notebook shall die.
Police have now identified the suspect as 42-year-old Kuro Otoharada, currently unemployed. We expect negotiations to begin immediately.
A heart attack in 40 seconds? We'll see.
Okay, we now have confirmation. The suspect has been found dead inside. I repeat, the suspect is now dead.
Dead? Using the Death Note, I'll change the world. I want the world to know of my existence. That there's someone out there passing righteous judgment on the wicked.
How did all these people have heart attacks at the exact same time?
L, a mastermind detective, begins collaborating with the National Police Agency to discover what's going on. In an attempt to lure out Kira, L places a death row inmate, Lind L. Taylor, on a worldwide broadcast as a decoy.
I head up an international police task force which includes all member nations. I am Lind L. Taylor, otherwise known as L. What you're doing right now is evil.
I am justice! I protect the innocent and those who fear evil. All those who would oppose that god, they are the ones who are truly evil. I guess you're just too stupid, L. 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. What's wrong? You got nothing else to say?
It seems you can kill people without having to be there in person. I wouldn't have believed it if I hadn't just witnessed it. Try to kill me!
You bastard!
Someone stop this! Can't you do it? Well, Kira, it seems that you can't kill me after all.
So there are some people you can't
L
kill.
deduces that Kira needs a name and a face to kill. It also turns out that the broadcast only aired in the Kanto region of Japan, so Kira must be there. As Light's father Soichiro is the chief of police, and Light had been hacking his computer to see confidential files, it becomes apparent that Kira has access to police information. So, in response, L sends several FBI agents to investigate members of the Japanese police force. When Light encounters an FBI agent who has been tasked with investigating the recent string of murders that Light is responsible for, he sees him as a potential threat to his mission and decides to eliminate him. But since he has a disadvantage and can't see the FBI agent's name without the Shinigami eyes, instead of taking direct action, Light uses Law 1 here and set up an elaborate plan to outsmart him. He knows that he will follow him wherever he goes, so he hatches a full-fledged plan to make him believe that he is the one in control and the dominating, overpowering figure.
I think I just figured out how to find the name of the guy who was following me today.
During the week, he goes to school and crams school at night. Dates on his day off. A normal kid, just a hardworking senior in high school. Chief Yagami's son, Light Yagami. No cause for suspicion.
Stay in your seats unless you want to die!
A bus jacking? You gotta be kidding me.
Everybody shut up! If anybody moves, I'm putting a bullet in their head!
This is where things get really interesting, because Light knows exactly how to manipulate the situation to his advantage.
Yuri, don't be scared. As soon as he turns around, I'm going to grab the gun out of his hand.
Don't be stupid. That's risky. If it comes to that, I'll take care of it.
This critical situation made the FBI agent feel more powerful and let his guard down. Being a responsible FBI agent, he tried to stop Light from acting out of foolishness.
Why should we trust you?
I have no choice. I'm sure Light Yagami isn't Kira. If he was, he could just kill this guy with a heart attack. Here's my proof. Take a look.
FBI? His name is Ray Penber. I'll trust you. Do you have a gun?
Yeah, I've got one.
So if it comes down to it, I can rely on you, right?
Yes.
Right after getting the information he needed, as planned, Light drops a small page of the Death Note to make the criminal see Shinigami and act crazy, which leads him to shoot and creates a scene full of chaos.
Keep away from me, you freak!
This isn't good. He's hallucinating.
Everyone, get down!
He even used this hijacking as a way to get the guy following him to willingly give up his name.
It's not the bus! Let me off!
And that was the ultimate final blow.
You there.
Yeah?
Listen carefully. I came to Japan as part of a secret investigation, so the local police can't find out that
I understand. I promise I won't tell anyone that I met you, and of course, that includes my father.
Please excuse me.
At the end of it all, Light gets the information he needs about his stalker, without even bargaining for Shinigami's eyes. He makes it seem like the bus hijack was just an unfortunate accident, and in the process, makes Ray reveal his true identity while maintaining his superiority. Light's cunning and intelligence are on full display here, as he masterfully manipulates his opponent and gets what he wants.
Boards the 1131 Spaceland-bound bus near the eastern entrance to the park, holding a loaded gun and attempts to hijack the bus. He sees a horrific phantom and empties his gun trying to kill it. Terrified, he flees the bus. Immediately afterwards, at 11:45, he dies when struck by a car.
But Light wasn't done yet. He used his knowledge of Ray's personal life to control him completely by threatening the life of his fiancée and manipulating him into doing his bidding.
Mr. Ray Penber, I am Kira.
Now, I'm going to ask you something. If I have even the slightest suspicion that you're not being honest, your girlfriend is as good as dead. How many FBI agents are currently in Japan?
I believe it's 4 teams, 3 agents per team for a total of 12.
Okay. Now of those 12 agents you mentioned, I want you to write down the name of your superior, the one who's heading up this investigation, in the space at the very top of the page. Now, one by one, you're going to look at each photo and then write that agent's name in the space provided. You're going to do this for each agent.
Now put the transceiver and all the papers back into the original envelope and place them on the rack directly above your head.
Kira, who are you?
Like Yagami.
Farewell, Ray Penber.
In the end, Light emerged victorious, taking down Ray and every other FBI agent who were tasked to stand in his way.
Without even realizing it, he was actually signing a death warrant for all of his colleagues. As for Penber's boss, he died of a heart attack after sending all of his agents a file. And the other 11 investigators? They all died of heart attacks after receiving the same file.
Interpretation. Light Yagami was the mastermind behind the plan to create a new world order, and he could not afford to have anyone, especially a potential threat, outshine him or challenge his authority. When Light learned that he was being stalked by an FBI agent, Ray Penber, he understood that the agent was a threat to his plans, and rather than taking direct action against him, Light used his intelligence and manipulative skills to outwit and control Penber. Law 1 is all about being strategic and never giving your master a reason to feel threatened or undermined. Light Yagami used his manipulation skills to gain an advantage by making Ray feel superior and not creating any unwanted suspicion of him, and thus, Light was able to maintain his position of power and keep his plans on track. Observance in Death Note. Light Yagami understands the importance of not outshining the master. This means not taking rational actions without knowing who you are dealing with, and uses this to his advantage in his plan to eliminate his stalker. Rather than taking direct action against Penber, Light employs a cunning strategy to manipulate him by making him feel as the dominant, powerful figure and the one in charge. Through his use of Law 1, Light is able to get Penber to reveal his true identity and then use that knowledge to control his every move. Light carefully analyzes Penber's weaknesses, specifically his love for his soon-to-be wife, and uses this to instill fear in him and gain complete control over him. By following the principle of Law 1 of not outshining Penber, Light was able to manipulate him and ultimately achieve his goal of eliminating his enemy. This incident serves as a powerful observation of Law 1 and demonstrates the importance of understanding and using this law to one's advantage in strategic situations. Keys to power. 1. Be aware of your vulnerabilities and keep your guard up. Just as Light analyzed Ray's weaknesses and vulnerabilities to manipulate him, others may do the same to you. Be aware of your weaknesses and take measures to protect yourself. 2. Do not reveal your weaknesses to others. If someone senses a weakness in you, they may try to use it to gain power over you. Keep your vulnerabilities to yourself and only reveal them to those you trust. 3. Stay one step ahead. Light was always thinking ahead and planning his moves. Stay ahead of those who may try to use Law 1 against you by anticipating their actions and having a plan in place to counteract them. 4. Be cautious of those who try to flatter or praise you excessively. Light used flattery and praise to manipulate Ray into thinking he was in control. Be cautious of those who try to do the same to you, as it may be a tactic to gain power over you. Do not underestimate the power of your ego. Be aware of your own ego, and do not let it cloud your judgment or make you vulnerable to manipulation. By applying these key principles of Law 1, one can gain and maintain power in any given situation, just as Light did with Ray. Use of Law 1. It's important to note that the use of power must always be ethical and legal. With that said, here are the steps to perform Law 1 in your personal life. Identify potential threats. Be observant of people around you who may pose a threat to your plans or goals. Establish dominance. If you feel threatened, it's important to establish your dominance over the person to avoid being undermined. You can do this by showing your confidence, competence, and leadership skills. Strategize and plan. Once you have gained an advantage, plan your next steps. You may need to use deception, manipulation, or indirect methods to achieve your goals. Be sure to plan carefully and consider all possible outcomes. Reversal of the law. Always be aware of someone's true intentions and motives, especially when they are being overly friendly or flattering. In the case of Light Yagami, Ray Penber was too trusting and believed that Light was just a friendly student. If Ray had been more cautious and less forthcoming with personal information, he might have been able to protect himself from Light's manipulation and control. Therefore, the key to defending oneself from Law 1 is to be aware of other people's intentions and not let their compliments or flattery cloud your judgment. So, that was it, guys. Let me know in the comment section below if you want me to keep doing these kinds of breakdowns. And also write down suggestions on which character I should break down for future videos. Until next time, Risers, keep your curiosities alive. Sayonara!